So I've been smoking turkey wings all week long, okay? I have cooked these, smoked these at 225. I've smoked them at 250. I've brined them. I've not brined them. I've used last year's turkey paint. I've used various other rubs. I figured out the way to get the juiciest, most perfect smoked turkey wings, and these are specifically for Thanksgiving. This video is going to be more of like a Thanksgiving turkey, like a garlic, herb butter, using again the turkey paint from last year, and using a really simple brine. You always have the ingredients for a basic brine in your pantry, I promise. We're also gonna do an optional cranberry glaze. It's very basic. You can use smoked turkey wings to replace your turkey this year if you want. First, let's talk a little bit about turkey wings. I'm gonna admit to you, been a professional chef for going on 16 years now. I've not worked with turkey wings that much. That's why I had to do so much research this week. So the first thing that you'll notice, the biggest things that I notice, first of all, they're enormous and they're also quite economical, which is gonna make them great this year since everybody seems to be on a budget. All the meat is dark, you can see. It's gonna be just like a chicken wing except for a turkey wing. We are going to remove the wing tips. I didn't bother to do that while we were brining it. So we got a 2-pack of turkey wings. Usually 2 come in a package. I bought them at 2 different stores, Walmart and Winco, to see how they come. At Winco, if the size of the turkey wing is pretty big, there'll just be 1 in the package. The Jenny O brand, every single time I bought it, had 2 turkey wings in the container. So also they're gonna be over £1 a piece, and they're gonna be anywhere from $7 to $9. I don't yet know, we're gonna learn at the end of this video, how much cooked smoked meat we can get off 2 wings and 4 wings. So we're not gonna be able to tell you how many per person until the end of this video, because you are learning right now with me live. But as for the flavor, we've figured it out, we've mastered it. So whenever you're thinking about how many wings you're gonna smoke, think about the container you're gonna put it in, because I thought all of them were gonna fit in here. With a turkey, there's all kinds of stuff you have to do. But with a turkey wing, all we need to do is take off this wing tip. They say, you know, you can go ahead and cut through here if you want, and you can separate, you know, the drumette from the wingette. We tried that, guys. I have every knife you can imagine in this house. No, you cannot separate those, not without a chainsaw. But good news is once they're cooked, I'll show you, you'll get in between where the joint is and you can just snap them apart and break them apart. These are poultry shears. Mine are cheap. What I like to do instead of buying an expensive brand, because it's kind of hard to find someone who can sharpen them. I've never had good luck at sharpening poultry shears. I just like to buy like a new one every year. And so I'm just gonna show you how easy it is to take the wing tips off, and then we're gonna save the wing tip because we're gonna use that. It has a lot of collagen in it to create gravies, to create stocks, whatever else you're doing in your Thanksgiving kitchen. So I will not pretend that I do a lot of butchering. I don't butcher all the time. I can do barbecue meats. And like I said, I don't do turkey a lot. So what I like to do, I put a little cut here, and then I try to use as much of my strength as I can to figure out where the joint is. And that's gonna help you crack it off. Like, the wing tip is hard enough. I cannot imagine if someone wanted to split the drumette from the wingette. This one's feeling like it's gonna be a little bit more difficult. It definitely depends on the size of the wing that you get. So cut it open. We're looking for that space between the joint and the bone, because that's where it's naturally gonna pop out. Oh, fighting for my life here. Oh, that sound makes me violent. My poultry shears are literally coming unscrewed right now, trying to mess with these wings. Okay, we did it, we got it. We're gonna sweat. Just cutting the the skin so that it peels back in an attractive way, because mommy is a perfectionist. Here we go. Something like that. Made this one be more elegant than the last. I'm just cutting so I can see what's going on. This is more about anatomy than it is about, look how easy that one happened. I just almost went to war trying to get the other apart. That one wasn't as hard. Yesterday, I made the brine. I told you that I would talk to you a little bit about the brine sciences and how to make a basic brine. So all you're gonna need for a basic brine is water and salt. Today, we're gonna use 2 quarts of water and we're gonna use half a cup of salt. It can be kosher salt or table salt. If you're doing anything else in the world and you just wanna know how to do this yourself, it's gonna be 1 tablespoon of salt to every cup of water. So I'm just guessing 2 quarts is gonna get us there for about 2 wings. So you'll wanna make this batch 2 quarts for every 2 turkey wings that you have. So basically a package. Let's go ahead and fill it up. You can substitute for the water whatever you want. You can try broth, you can try apple juice, apple cider, a little splash of alcohol if you like, some citrus juices. You just want to maintain that ratio. You can add aromatics like garlic and fresh herbs. You can really zhuzh it up, make it your personal brine. And if you need any brines that have been pre-tested, of course you can go to my website, Urban Cowgirl. I have an apple brine, I have a Cajun brine. There's really good brines on there. Do those if you like. Halfway through the brine, we're gonna come over and flip the wings and place it back in the refrigerator. Whenever we talk about how long a piece of meat should be in a brine, always think it's gonna penetrate 1 inch per 2 hours. So for like turkey wings, they're not very thick. It's not like a brisket or something. So you really only need about 2 to 4 hours. But if you wanna leave it overnight, certainly leave it overnight. I made mine overnight. And then the last thing you wanna do, make sure that you are adding the poultry to cold brine. Pre-prepare your brine, make sure the salt is dissolved, and then chill the water. We don't ever want poultry to be around anything room temperature. We wanna keep it cold so that it doesn't have a chance to grow any nasties. Okay, so that's pretty much it when it comes to brines. You're set free now. You can make brines whenever you want, but don't think that a powerful brine of just salt and water is not enough flavor, because what it's gonna do is bring so much more juiciness to your meats. Now we're ready to take them out and get them ready to go on the smoker. So what I've been doing is just drying these off from the brine, and I can already tell they're a lot plumper and juicier than they were in my last couple batches, which I did not brine. I thought smoked turkey wings were like an easy thing, so maybe they didn't need a brine. Oh, everything benefits from a brine, I'll just say that. So 225, they kept drying out. That's when I started incorporating a brine. We're gonna go up to 250 today, and you're gonna see why it really works. But first we wanna get these dried off, okay? So if you watched my series from last year, or you've been following our blog for a while, last year I invented something called turkey paint. And some people loved it and some people don't like margarine. And the reality is margarine is used a lot in meat competition, barbecue and stuff, because it kind of works as a binder. It goes on like mayonnaise, but then it has that butter flavor that they put into it. I'll tell you, I use a lot of butter in my house. I use a lot of lard. I use animal fats. I don't use margarine, but in this one time for the holidays, it works really well. You can put a rub on smoked turkey wings. You can do an Asian rub. You could do like a spicy Mexican rub. You can do regular barbecue rub. For Thanksgiving, I want it to taste like Thanksgiving turkey, so I'm gonna use the exact same one we did last year. 1/3 cup of parquet butter. Shake it up really well because this is an emulsion. You don't even have to measure it. This is so easy. And then we're gonna put in some traditional, all that crap that you put in compound butter, all the stuff that you sprinkle on your turkey. So I've got the recipe below. It's gonna be poultry seasoning, which I just wanna say, poultry seasoning is that seasoning that makes the turkey tastes like Thanksgiving. It's that sage and thyme and all that. We're gonna put fresh herbs in it as well, but my husband kept thinking poultry seasoning meant a poultry barbecue rub. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about that stuff grandma puts in the dressing or the stuffing, depending on where you are from. Feel free to take the concept and freestyle it if you want. So let's go ahead and make it. Okay, first up, fresh garlic. This is the poultry seasoning. Okay, we're gonna go in with about a teaspoon of each. Just measure with your heart, baby. Little salt, paprika, and you can add a little onion powder if you want. A little fresh herbs. They have the best color. They're one of those things that really bring professional flavor to the table. And a sprig of rosemary. Stir it all up. So we've got that out of the way. We've cleaned these up. This is exactly how we want them to go into the smoker. And we've got our turkey paint. I know you guys are smart enough to realize you could also do any other rub you wanted with this. If you want to do barbecue rub, if you want to do Dano seasoning, whatever you want to do. It's just the application for me really makes this delicious golden brown exterior to the turkey. It looks like magazine turkey. It also provides so much flavor as far as like the butter, the herbs, everything goes. It really grabs and hangs on to the skin, slowly releasing the flavor of the herbs and the garlic. The problem with compound butter, the reason why chefs put it underneath is because they put it underneath the skin is because it just melts and runs off. So with turkey paint, you're getting something that clings and it grabs all the spices and holds them against the skin of the turkey while allowing all of the oils and the emulsification to really brown up that skin and crisp it up. I love it. So there we go. We've got it on the outside. It hasn't occurred to me that I might have saved enough to do both sides. So you could potentially do both sides, but this is pretty good. Now we're gonna take it outside to the smoker and I'm gonna show you the setup that I've got out there. I'm gonna be using a pellet smoker today. Ever since I've got the pellet smoker, it just is so easy if you're the person preparing Thanksgiving, like I am, to have the pellet smoker do all the hard work and you're making pies and turkeys and stuffing, whatever, on the inside. So let's go out and see what the pellet smoker looks like. All right, so we're out by the pellet smoker. I am using just a basic competition blend today. The wings are only gonna be on for about 2.5 to 3 hours, so there's gonna be more of a whisper of smoke rather than like really having to worry about what perfumery you're gonna be getting from various types of woods. It's just gonna be a little bit of smoke. So we're gonna put these on. I am using a water pan. I always use a water pan in my pellet smoker. Some people disagree with that. I can't go against all the evidence that I've gathered over the past 5 or 6 years. I love it when there's a water pan and I don't recommend it when there's not. You don't really have anything to lose if you add a water pan. So perform your own experiments and use your best judgment. So I am gonna put the turkey wings directly on the smoker and I will not be using the digital probe. It's kind of big, you know, and also the turkey wings are so small that if it is in contact with a bone, we're gonna get a false reading. So I'm just gonna be using my ThermoPro today and not even right now. I'm not even gonna be temping these probably for about 2 hours because they're smoking at 250 degrees. And then I'll be checking to make sure that they hit between 160 and 165 in multiple places on the wing because sometimes the back heats a little more than the front or whatnot. So you just gotta check all the wings. You wanna make sure for the safety of your family, 160 to 165. Let's get these on. I'm gonna open the chamber for the first time and take some temps. We're looking for 160 to 165. So it's gonna have to hit 165 in all places. It looks like our wingettes are hitting temp a lot faster than our drumettes. but everything needs to be 165 to be safe. For our glaze today, I'm just whipping up a quick glaze with half a can of cranberry sauce. I've got some brown sugar and some red wine vinegar. So you don't have to glaze the turkey wings. They're gonna be great on their own, but if you wanna do a little Thanksgiving inspired turkey wing, we're gonna melt half a can, we're gonna add our brown sugar, a bit of vinegar, and we're gonna glaze it at the very end. Okay, so after we've cooked for probably about 15 minutes on low, here is what the cranberry glaze looks like. You can brush this on the wings at the end of cooking if you like the taste of cranberry sauce. If not, it's totally optional. You don't have to do it. You can just serve your cranberry sauce tableside as well. So let's go check on those wings. Here we go. Okay, so 250 with the brine worked great. So this got done in about 2 to 3 hours. I don't think you're gonna be able to push it much faster than that. I don't think that you would want to. As you can see, totally gorgeous. You can do it with the cranberry glaze, without. What I wanna do now is glove up, and I want to pop them apart and show you how much meat they're gonna get, because I actually don't know yet. Hopefully they're not too hot. If so, we'll definitely need to let them cool down. I feel like they've been okay because I took a photograph. So now you'll see how easy it is. So, it's not a glamorous work, but neither is the turkey, right? Okay, so you could serve it like this, or we could go ahead and remove the meat from the bones, and then you can determine how much meat to get. Wow. Okay, so I can tell already that the meat that we are getting is filled with moisture and much juicier than the wings at 225 and the wings without a brine. So the brine is a must, even if you do that salt water brine. A turkey drumstick is probably not a bad meal, right? We've all had a turkey drumstick at the fair, the Renaissance Fair or something. So you could probably serve those. I don't know if anybody wants to get a wing this big. I mean, maybe they do. Maybe that would be nice. I imagine myself using this as an economical way to get a lot of turkey for very little, because a package of 2 was about between $7 and $9. We're at the height of inflation right now, so I'm guessing that could potentially be even less one day, hopefully, God willing. So juicy. I'm impressed. One wingette, one drumette. All right, so I got the kitchen scale out. As you can see, how much edible meat did we get from it? We had 4 wings. They were $8 a package, 16 bucks, and it is juicy. It's a lot of meat for $16. So I've got 3.8 pounds. 3.5 pounds, that's a lot. I bet some of this is skin. If you don't like skin, you might want to take that off. Like that kind of looks like skin to me. But as for the meat, it's incredible. It's juicy, and oh my God, the cranberry glaze, love it. Turkey loves a little bit of sweet. Have you ever noticed that? Like pork loves a little bit of sweet. Turkey does too. Beef doesn't, you know. But I like the cranberry glaze because it allows us to put something on the outside that makes it feel kind of like a special occasion. But if you don't like cranberry, you know what's best for your family. Just leave it off. So again, the recipe is going to be below, and it's also going to be on my website at urbancowgirllife.com. That's where I'll have the printable, and you can also talk to me in the comments if you have any questions. This is a great and economical option for Thanksgiving this year. After this video, I'm gonna have another video doing almost the same thing, but we're gonna cook it in the oven. So we're doing smoked turkey wings, and we'll have like a baked turkey wings is also an option. We're gonna have macaroni coming up and a couple of other things for the holidays. So I hope that you guys will stick around. I hope you're enjoying the barbecue series. I'm Chef Sarah, and I will see you next time.